Manisha Panchakam is a text by Shankaracharya. Panchakam means a group of 5 verses, and Manisha means one who has conviction in one's understanding. It comes from the word man plus eat. Eat means Lord, so one who is the Lord of one's own mind. This we see is based out of an incident that is supposed to have happened in the life of Shankaracharya when he was coming out from the bathing ghat in Varanasi. Along with his disciples, he was confronted by a person who was having 4 dogs in some accounts, and in some accounts was having pieces of meat on his shoulder, and he was an outcast called Chandala, and he came in the way of Shankaracharya. So Shankaracharya asked him to go away. He said, Gacha, Gacha. And though Shankaracharya was a person who had propounded Advaita Vedanta, which talks about the essential unity of the entire universe and that there is nothing but Brahman, but because of his innate tendencies acquired because of his being a Brahmin, this differentiation came, and so that Chandala, he countered Shankaracharya by asking him 2 questions. The first question was, Annamayad Annamayam Athava Chaitanyam Eva Chaitanyat Dvijavara Duri Kartum Vanchasi Kim Bruhi Gacha Gacha Iti. So, Annamayad Annamayam, O Dvijavara, best among the twice born. Because a Brahmin is supposed to take birth 2 times, once when he is born and next when the sacred thread ceremony takes place. So Dvija means one who is born twice, just like anything which is born out of an egg which is called Andaja, anything which is born out of a seed which is called Udbija. These things are all born, and also teeth, they are all born 2 times. So best among the twice born, that means best among the Brahmins. Duri kartum vanchasi kim, what do you want to remove, or what do you want to go away from you? Gacha gacha iti, bruhi gacha gacha iti. You are saying go away, go away. What do you want to be gone away? Annamayad Annamayam, is it this body made up of food that you want to move away from your body, which is also made up of food? Or Chaitanyam Eva Chaitanyat? Or do you want this consciousness to move away from the consciousness which you have? Either way, it doesn't make any sense. Then he says, King Ganga Muni Bimbite Ambara Manau Chandala Vati Payah Pure Chantaramasti Kanchana Gati Mrit Kumbayo Va Ambare Pratyak Vastuni Nistaranga Sahajananda Vabodambudau Viproyam Swapachoyam Mityapi Mahan Koyam Vibheda Brahmaya. So this great delusion of differentiation, Vibheda Brahmaya, where from does it come? Koyam, from how, where does it come? In what? What is the delusion? Vipra, I am Vipraha, that this is a Brahmin. I am Shwapacha. So it is supposed to be the custom that at least in those days, outcasts or chandalas used to eat dog meat. So Shwa means dog, Pacha means food. So one or who eats that. So Shwapacha means dog eater. So a chandala or an outcast. So where does this delusion come from? That this is a Brahmin, this is a outcast. And Chandala here gives 2 illustrations. He says, Gangambuni, in the water of Ganga, Bimbite Ambaramanau, the sun which is reflected in the water of Ganga, and the sun which is reflected in Chandala Vati Payah. Because outcasts, these Chandalas were supposed to work in skin. They used to skin dead animals and produce leather. So their gutter flowing by their houses would be stinky with full of filth. But the sun which is reflected in such a gutter and the sun which is reflected in Ganga, is there any difference? Purecha antaramasti kanchana gati mrit kumbayo va ambare. And the space which is there inside a golden pot and that which is there inside a mud pot or an earthen pot, is there any difference? Pratyak Vastuni. So, similarly, that which is indwelling in all beings, Nistaranga Sahajanandava Bodhambudo, which does not have any ripple, which does not have any taranga or waves, Sahaja Ananda Bodham Anandau Bodha Ambudau, and that which is one's true nature of bliss. In that ocean of bliss, is there any difference? How can you have this difference that this is a Brahmin and this is a outcast? So these are the two questions Chandala asked. Now in mythology, about 400 years after Shankaracharya's passing away, his biography was written by somebody called Madhva Vidyaranya. And he writes, this biography is the only biography available to us now. It is called Shankara Digvijaya. At least it is the nearest biography nearest to the life of or the times of Shankaracharya. And all other biographies have been written later than that. So here, with Madhva Vidyaranya says that this person who came as Chandala was actually Shiva. And all those 4 dogs were 4 Vedas. So Ranganathananji, the 13th president of Ramakrishna Math and Ramakrishna Mission, says in a lecture he gave in Hyderabad on this, that has now come out as a book, Adi Shankaracharya and an Untouchable. There he says that we were so much prejudiced because of casteism that we could not accept that a person who was from ordinary life could have told such a thing to Shankaracharya. In fact, last year some people came here, devotees, and they wanted to listen to some small text, and then I was giving the explanation of Manisha Panchakam, and even they could not accept that it was a Chandala who gave this knowledge to Shankaracharya. Later on, that person mailed me also that Maharaj, it is all right, but we can believe this also, that it was Shiva who came in the form of a Chandala. So that is what the casteism is so ingrained that we cannot believe these things. Anyway, we have seen from the life of Swamiji and from our own lives that religion lives in India and religion is the backbone of India. So it is very much possible that an outcast could have told this. Now, the moment Shankaracharya heard these words from the Chandala, what did he do? He went to Chandala and suddenly he realized what a big blunder he had done, and he prostrated himself before the Chandala. He actually did bow down before Chandala. So, though Shankaracharya was a sannyasin, he was a monk, and though Chandala was not a monk, and Shankaracharya was Brahmin, and Chandala was not even falling into the 4 castes, Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya and Shudra. Even then, Shankaracharya bowed down before him. He actually did Shashtanga Namaskara. That means what? Wherever I will get knowledge, I will do this Namaskara, or I will bow down to such a person. And then he wrote these 5 verses which are called as Manisha Panchakam. Now these 5 verses, there are 2 commentaries on these 5 verses, 2 glosses called Tikas on these 5 verses. And these 5 verses are supposed to be the essence of Advaita Vedanta. So why do we study Manisha Panchakam? That could be a question. We have so many texts, why do we study Manisha Panchakam? Recently we completed the study of Viveka Chudamani, 580 verses. So why are we studying only 5 texts? Because it is said that it is the Sara or the essence of Advaita Vedanta. So if you understand this Manisha Panchakam properly, you will understand Advaita Vedanta. And in those 2 tikas, those people who have written those commentaries, both the authors, they say that Manisha Panchakam is a commentary on the Mahavakyas. It is a commentary on the Mahavakyas. But also, it gives us, in very brief form, the important 3 kinds of analysis which we see in Panchadashi also. that is Mahavakya Viveka, the analysis through Mahavakyas, Panchakosha Viveka, analysis through 5 sheets, and then Avasthatraya Viveka, analysis through 3 states of consciousness. And so the text is a very poetic and easy to remember, easy to memorize kind of text, and it is one of those texts which you can actually memorize and you can constantly tell, and it is also greatly inspiring text. So you see, like we see Swamiji's quotations, they are all very much inspiring. So you say each soul is potentially divine, or arise, awake and stop not till the goal is reached, etc. Though arise, awake and stop not till the goal is reached, or even other so many statements given by Swamiji are all taken from the Upanishads. They are different kind of expressing the statements which are there in the Upanishads, like arise, awake and stop not till the goal is reached. So similarly, these 5 verses, they are very inspiring. So if you just repeat it, and because they are very sweet to listen to and they are very poetic, so you will like it to be repeated over and again. So the first shloka, first stanza which Shankaracharya says is this: Jagrat Swapna Shushuptisu Sphutatara Ya Samvid Ujrambhate Ya Brahmadi Pipili Kanta Tanushu Prota Jagat Sakshini Saivaham Nacha Drishya Vastu Iti Drida Pragyapi Yasyasti Chet Chandalostu Satu Dvijostu Guru Rityesha Manisha Mama. In beautiful Sanskrit and simple Sanskrit, what does he say? Ya Samvid Jagrat Swapna Shushuptishu Sphutatara Ujrambate. That consciousness which manifests, reveals itself, Sphutatara, very clearly in Jagrat, waking state, Swapna, in dream state, and Sushuptishu, in deep sleep state. Ya Brahmadi Pipili Kanta Tanushu Prota Jagat Sakshini. Ya Jagat Sakshini Brahmadi Pipili Kanta Tanushu Prota. That universal consciousness, Jagat Sakshini, that consciousness which is universal, which is behind this universe, which is a witness of this universe, Sakshi, witness, that Sakshini, that witness is pervading the bodies of Brahma, Brahma, not Brahman, Brahma, 4-faced Brahma, a minister for production. So Brahma is in charge of production, you produce. So Brahma, Adi Pipilika Anta, means from Brahma till an ant, Pipilika. So the body is from Brahma till Pipilika, or you can say till bacteria or virus. Whatever, all these bodies, those days probably they did not have microscope, so that is why they are not saying virus. Otherwise virus is more minuter, smaller than an ant. And so all these bodies, the idea is all bodies that we see are all being pervaded by that consciousness or by that universal witness. Sa eva aham. I am that consciousness, I am that witness. Nacha drishya vastu. And I am not the seen, I am the seer. I am the witness, not the witnessed. I am the seer, not the seen. So I am behind everything. I am not what is apparent, I am the real. That is the idea. So I am behind everything. I am not that which is seen. So whatever is seen is unreal, says Mandukya Upanishad. If you can see something, it is unreal. If you can see something, it is unreal. Whereas in our common sense approach, if you can see something, it is real. That is a foolish approach. But in Vedanta, we believe if you can see something, that is unreal. Why? Indriya Gochara. Gochara means anything. Go means what? What is the meaning of go? Go means Indriyas. So Gopala, you see Gopala, everybody understands only one meaning. That one, go means also cow. So we are all cows, that is why we understand that meaning. But Gopala means what? One who can mind the cows. That is the general meaning. But the real meaning is one who can mind the Indriyas. So Govinda means what? Vinda means one who knows. Knows means one who has controlled what? Indriyas. Go means Indriyas. The sense organs. Sense organs. Gopala, Govinda. So generally it's a Gopala Nandana, means a person who was the son of all cowherd. That is the understanding we have. But that's a wrong understanding. Anyway, so Saeva Aham. So whatever I see, which is Gochara, that is why it is Gochara. That means where Indriyas can go. You don't need to say Indriya Gochara. It is like repetition. Gochara means which can be approached, which can be accessed by sense organs. So anything that can be accessed by sense organs is false. It is unreal. So anything that can be seen is unreal. Anything that can be experienced is unreal. That is why what anubhuti we want? Apraksha anubhuti, which is not mediate experience but immediate experience. So this is what is told in Drigdrishya Viveka. I am not the seen, I am the seer. I am not the witnessed, I am the witness. I am not the screen, but what is behind the screen. I am not the apparent, but the real. So this is what here it is told, that Saivaham, Saeva Aham. Sa means that which is there, Jagat Sakshini. That is what I am. I am that witness of this entire universe. Iti, like this, Drida Prajna Yasyapi Chet. Drida Prajna api Yasyasti Chet. So anyone who has Yasya Drida Prajna Asti. What Drida Prajna? Drida Prajna means firm conviction. What firm conviction? Saivaham Nacha Drishya Vastu. That I am that Sakshini, not the seen. Anybody who has this firm conviction, Satu, Satu, Chandalostu, Dvijostu, Gurur iti esha, Mama Guru iti esha Manisha. It is my firm conviction that that person, whether that person be a Chandala, whether that person be a Dvija, means a Brahmin in this case, he is my Guru. So this is the conviction. So whether that person is Chandala or whether that person is a Brahmin, that person is Guru. In Tamil there is a text called similar to Kabirdas Dohas, only Kabirdas Dohas will be in 2 lines. Tamil Tiruvalluvar, that they are called Kural. They are in 1.5 lines. So there Tiruvalluvar talks about one thing. He says, Epporul yar yar vai kepinum, apporul mei porul kanbad arivu. So it is wisdom to see the truth in whatever is told by anybody. Just because your servant tells something or a young kid says something, we should not say, oh, what are you saying? Kalka bacha, what are you giving me knowledge? Kalket chile, tumi ki bolcho. Not like that. You just take the essence of what that person is saying. There is something to be learnt everywhere. So that is what here. Whether that person is Dvijostu, Chandalostu, Guru Rityesha Manisha Mama. Whether that person is a Chandala, whether that person is a Brahmin, that person who has this conviction that Saivaham, that I am that witness and not Nacha Drishya Vastu iti Drida Prajnapi Yasyasti Chet. A person who has this Drida Prajna, firm conviction, that person is my Guru. Then Shankaracharya says, so here you see in this shloka, 3 states have been told, and about the witness it has been told in a very short form, brief form, but that point has been touched. Drigdrishya Viveka, whole text is there on Drigdrishya Viveka, that has been touched. Okay, and 3 states have been told, all these things have been told, and the all pervasiveness of that consciousness from the body of Brahma, 4-faced Brahma, to the body of an ant is also told in this first stanza. Then the second stanza, Brahmaivahamidam Jagatcha Sakalam Chinmatra Vistaritam Sarvam cha etat avidyaya trigunaya ashesham maya kalpitam Itham yasya dridamatihi sukhatare nitye pare nirmale chandaulostu satu dvijostu guru rityesha manisha mama. So the last line is the same as the previous verse. But here what is he say? Brahmaivaham idam. Aham Brahmaiva. I am Brahman. Idam Jagatcha Sakalam. And also this whole universe which appears, this is also Brahman. What is it? Chinmatra Vistaritam. It is only an extension of pure consciousness. Chinmatra. It's only an extension of pure consciousness. So this whole world is pure consciousness. Jagatcha Sakalam Chinmatra Vistaritam. It is pure consciousness. And I am Brahmaivaham. I am indeed Brahman. I am the ultimate reality. And Sarvam cha etad. This, all this, whatever you see, apparent universe, Sarvam, everything, Avidyaya, that is because of ignorance. Avidyaya. Trigunaya, and also because of three gunas. What are the three gunas? Sattva, Rajas, and Tamas. So, Asesham Maya Kalpitam. Completely this whole universe has been created by me. Maya Kalpitam, imagined by me. So this whole universe, there was a rope and we imagined a snake. There was no snake, but we imagined a snake because of darkness. So here ignorance. Because of ignorance, we imagine a snake. We imagine this whole universe. And in some verses, in some versions of this verse, you will see Trigunaya Sa Isham Maya Kalpitam. Means even that Lord has been imagined by me. Like that in some, it is called Pata Beda. Means there is a change in reading. So difference in reading. So even if you tell like that, all these gods and everything are all within ignorance. We have imagined them. Itham yasya dridamatihi. One who has this strong conviction. Sukhatare nitye pare nirmale. One who has this strong conviction about Brahma. I am Brahman and this all world is pure consciousness. And how is that consciousness? Which is Nitya, which is constant, eternal. And Pare, supreme, Nirmale, pure. Anybody who has this strong conviction, and Sukhatare, which is constant bliss, supreme bliss. Anybody who has this conviction that this is what has become the entire universe, and on this we have imagined the universe, we have imagined everything because of avidya, because of three gunas. Anybody who has this conviction, satu, that person, chandalostu, dvijostu, mama guruhu iti esha manisha. Whether that person is a chandala or whether that person is a Brahmin, that person is my guru. This is my firm conviction. So here you see again, Brahmaivaham aham brahmasmi. That Mahavakya has been touched here. And that everything is only pure consciousness that has been talked of here. And then it is because of avidya that has been brought. Then three gunas also have been brought. And that we all imagine superimposition. So, avarana, vikshepa. So this is superimposition, vikshepa, kalpitam. So first avarana by avidya and then vikshepa. That is also brought. And the blissful state and the eternal state of Atman is also brought. So here you see in these 4 lines, so many things have been talked of. So many concepts have been given. Then here it is told in the 3rd shloka, Shashvan Nashvarameva Vishwam Akhilam Nishchitya Vacha Guroho Nityam Brahma Nirantaram Vimrshata Nirvyaja Shantatmana Bhutam Bhavi Cha Dushkritam Pradahata Samvinmaye Pavake Prarabdhaya Samarpitam Svavapuhu Ityesha Manisha Mama. So, in that editorial you read, Advaitic surrender. So, what is surrender in Advaita Vedanta? People say there is surrender only in Bhakti, but it is wrong. Surrender can be there in Advaita Vedanta also. What would be the surrender? Surrender will be this. Prarabdhaya samarpitam svavapuhu. A person who has realized Brahman, will be surrendered to Prarabdha karma. What is Prarabdha karma? So we have three karmas. What are they? One is Sanchita, the storehouse of karmas. All actions that we have done in so many births, so many lifetimes, they all accumulate together just like in a bank account, and they are there. They are called Sanchita, a collection of what? Karma. Here karma means the fruits of the actions we have done in the past, and that are there. So it is compared to a quiver full of arrows. A bowman has an quiver full of arrows on his shoulder, and then you have Agami, that karma or the collection of karmas which will take effect in the next birth, immediately next birth. Just like you have given that post dated checks to the people from whom you have taken loan, so you have to give post dated check, and if one check bounces, then so many rupees fine you have to give, and you have to give that installment in cash. And earlier, I don't know now, earlier bank people used to come to your door. 4 people, like some don, they will come with tie and all that, with hefty muscle men, they will come, and then they will ask, give. So like that, this is now post dated check. That means this is going to take effect in the immediate next birth. That is called Agami. So it is compared to the arrow which has been struck on the bow and is about to be shot. And then there is something called Prarabdha. That means the actions or the effects of actions which have started taking effect, giving result in this very birth. In this very birth. So that means some check which you have already deposited in a bank account. If you have deposited a check in the bank account and later on you realize that in that, or you have given somebody some check and later on you realize that you don't have money in that account, it is too late, because already you have given that check, and now if it bounces, you can be put into jail. How many years? Jail? How many years? I think it is 2 years or something. Negotiable Instruments Act, so you can be penalized. So that is the thing. So like that, but this is compared to a arrow which has already been shot. So that arrow has gone. It is called Prarabdha karma. So it is said that Jivan Mukta will live and exhaust these karmas. Once one has got the knowledge of Brahman, that person will live and exhaust these karmas. So here it is told, Sashvan Nashvarameva Vishwam Akhilam. Akhilam Vishwam, this whole universe is Shashvan Nashvarameva, is definitely perishable. Definitely perishable. Shwa means tomorrow. Tomorrow. Shwa means tomorrow. So that which is Shashvata means which is always present tomorrow. That means it is eternal. And Shashvan Nashwaram means it is always going to be destroyed tomorrow. That means it is always perishable. Eternally perishable. Vishwam Akhilam. Nishchitya Vacha Guroho. A person who has come to this conclusion. Nishchitya. How? Guroho Vacha. By the instruction of the Guru. A person who has come to this conclusion that this whole world is unreal. Akhilam Vishwam Nashvarameva. That it is always perishable. Then Nityam Brahma Nirantaram Vimrashata. And one who meditates on Brahman. Nirantaram. Always meditates on Brahman. Constantly meditates on Brahman. How? Nirvyaja Shantatmana. With a calm Shantatmana and Nirvyaja, pure mind. With a pure and calm mind. A person who meditates on Brahman, having understood that this whole universe is perishable. And through the words of a Guru. Bhutam bhavi cha dushkritam pradahata samvinmaye pavake. By the pavake, in the fire of what? In the fire of knowledge. Samvinmaye. Samvit means knowledge. So in the fire of knowledge, pavake, bhutam, whatever actions done in the past, and bhavi, whatever will be done in the future. That means there will be nothing in the future. After the knowledge, whatever a person does not produce any karma phala. Why? Because that person has no identification with the body and mind. Bhutam bhavi cha dushkritam. And whatever that person has done wrong deeds, either in the past or in the future. Pradahata, they are burnt away in samvinmaye pavake, in the fire of knowledge. The fire of knowledge. And that person, prarabdhaya samarpitam swavapuhu. That person surrenders one body to prarabdha karma. Ityesha manisha mama. So that person does like that, and this is my conviction. That is, this is my conviction that anybody who has realized Brahman, constantly meditates on Brahman, has gotten rid of all mistakes. So only yesterday I was reading, the sin word comes from Greek. There is a Greek origin for this word. And what does it mean in Greek origin? It means losing one's goal, missing the goal. That is what sin means. So sin has now been given different kinds of meanings, but it means, just like in Vivek Chudamani we say, Lakshya Chutam. So getting deflected from the mark. What is your mark? To attain the knowledge of your true nature, to attain God realization, to realize God. But once you miss that mark, that is called sin. That is called sin. So here, that is what? Prarabdha karma. So prarabdha karma, one has given all one's worries, and it has been, what you call, submitted to prarabdha karma. And so that person is a person who has realized. So this is my conviction. Shankaracharya says, this is my conviction. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat.